Hi everyone, this is Selina. Welcome back to one of my videos. I hope you're well. If you're new to my channel, welcome. My name's Selina and I release a crochet tutorial every week. So this week I'm bringing to you this gorgeous cardigan with floral buttons. It's really easy to crochet. The free pattern is as always on my blog selinaveronique.com. I will link this in the down bar. It features beautiful bell sleeves. And yeah, it's really simple to make. And so this is actually a twin set. I made a camisole top for this that matches this cardigan a couple of weeks ago. I will be linking it here and in the down bar, so they both go together. And yeah, it's really easy to make. There are plenty of pictures on my blog, and yeah, I just invite you to go and check that out. Yeah, so for this project I used Aran weight yarn, so this is a size 4 yarn, and I used Stylecraft Special Aran. And I will be writing down the number of skeins that you will be needing for each size. I think for size S, I used about 5 skeins. So yes, so it's really easy to make. My pattern will feature sizes from S to triple XL, and it's very beginner friendly. You will also be needing a 5mm crochet hook, as well as a tapestry needle and a pair of scissors. And if you wish to add buttons, you can buy 4 buttons. I will be linking mine down below, and then you will be needing darning and a darning needle and thread, sorry. So yes, so I hope you enjoy this tutorial. So I will be using US terms. So to begin, I'm going to show you how to make this back panel right here, and then I'm going to show you how to make the 2 front panels of the cardigan and then the sleeves. So to begin, you are going to be making a slip knot, so just go ahead and make a slip knot, pop your hook through and tighten. And for size S, again, for the other sizes, you can check my blog, selinaveronique.com, to see how many chains you need to do to begin. But for size S, we will be chaining 65 for the back. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so I've chained less, but the principle will be the exact same. So once you've chained your 65 or however many chains you've chained, you are going to count 1, 2 and 3 chains from the hook and place a half double crochet into that. So just wrap your yarn around your hook, go into that 3rd chain from the hook, pull up a loop and do a half double crochet. And to do that, just pull through all 3 loops, and that's your half double crochet made, and the first chain 2 counts as your first half double crochet. Now in the next chain we are going to be making a half double crochet once again, and then into the next space a half double crochet again, and into the next chain, and we are going to be placing a half double crochet into each and every stitch until the end of the row, and then I'm going to show you what to do for row 2. Okay, so this is what my sample looks like, and it's really cute. I love it. So now for row 2, we are going to be chaining 2, 1 and 2, turn your work. And this counts as your first half double crochet that goes with this first stitch here. So we're going to go directly into the 2nd stitch and place our half double crochet into that. And then into the next stitch and place a half double crochet into that. And into the next stitch and place a half double crochet into that and into the next stitch, and I'm just going to let you carry on until you reach the end of this row, and then I'll just show you how to finish off this row and do row 3. Okay, so I've almost finished this row. I still have my chain 2 from the previous row that I need to crochet into, so just go ahead and wrap your yarn around your hook and go into that chain 2 from the previous row and crochet a half double crochet into that. And this is what it looks like. It is going to straighten out as you go along, so don't worry. So now for row 3, chain 2, 1 and 2, and this counts as a half double crochet. And this row and all the rows that will be done afterwards are a repeat of row 2. So I'm just going to show you briefly and then I'll just let you carry on. So this counts as your first half double crochet. So we're going to go into the next stitch and place a half double crochet into that and into the next stitch, and so on. So I'm just going to let you carry on doing this. Don't forget your last half double crochet in the form of the chain 2 from the previous row. So just carry on doing this until you have 51 rows in total for the back, and again this is for size S. So just carry on and then I'll meet you back to show you what to do for the front panels and the sleeves. Okay, so I finished my back panel and this is what it looks like. And now I'm just going to so I've done my front panels too. So I'm just going to show you on camera. And the process is the exact same as the back panel, except for the front panel. For size S, so you're going to make 2 front panels, and for size S you will be chaining 33 for each panel, and then obviously you will repeat the process that I've just showed you of half double crochet, so chain 33 and then half double crochet in the third chain from the hook, and just crochet all your rows. Again for this the front you will have 51 rows because obviously it will match the back panel, and you are going to be making 2 panels which are identical. So you see it's a very simple project. And then you are going to be making 2 sleeves. So I'm showing you my sleeves here. So this is what my first sleeve looks like, and we will be folding it like so to go onto the cardigan. Again, this is the exact same process. So for the sleeves I made 2 sleeves and I chained 55 to begin with, and then I crocheted 38 rows in total for each sleeve. So again, this is size S. For the other sizes, just go ahead and check out my pattern at selinaveronique.com. And now that I've done all this, I'm just going to show you how to assemble your cardigan. Okay, so I've placed my 2 front panels on top of the back panel. As you can see symmetrically, this is what it looks like. And what we are going to be doing is sewing the 2 front panels straight across the top like so. So I've left long tails for sewing in, and I'm just going to sew these 2 panels straight across at the top here, and I'm just going to show you in detail what to do. Okay, so I've tied my 2 loose ends at the corner here, as you can see, but you don't have to do that. This is just me. And so now I am simply going to be sewing this in using the mattress stitch. So just go ahead. So the mattress stitch is just going in and out of one side and then straight into the other side. This creates a more seamless stitch. However, you can use whichever stitch that you prefer. So I'm just going to zoom in a bit. so you can see what I'm doing. So this is a very simple stitch. So just go ahead and go in one side and then straight into the other side. And I'm just going to let you carry this on until you finish sewing in the top of this, and then I'll show you how to sew your sleeves in. So for the sleeves, we are going to sew them in. So I'm just gonna fold this part like so. So as you can see, this is the way that we're gonna fold it, which means not this way. So don't fold your sleeve this way, but fold it that way. So now that you've folded your sleeve in, you are simply going to be sewing it in using the mattress stitch. So I'm just going to let you carry on doing that and do both sleeves, and I'll meet you back to show you how to sew them onto the cardigan. Okay, so to resume, I finished stitching this top part in, and I've done both my sleeves. So this is what my sleeve looks like now, and the seam that we've just done is going to be facing the bottom, if that makes sense, because it just looks nicer when you sew it onto your cardigan for the seam to be facing down. So now what I am going to be doing is stitching my sleeve onto the cardigan, and I'm also going to be closing this part too. So I'm gonna sew this on and then sew these two sides together. So I hope this makes sense. I've popped my needle onto my loose end, and I'm just gonna, I hope you can see, I'm just gonna sew. So the way I sew my cardigan together is I sew the front panel and the sleeve together. So obviously you want to make sure that you're only going to sew this part to the front, if that makes sense, because obviously you want the arm opening. And so what I do is, again, I use the mattress stitch, and I'm simply going to sew the side front panel to the front of the sleeve, as you can see, and I'm just gonna sew this side of the sleeve in. You can pull it down as you go along, if that makes sense, just to make sure that it's nice and stretched, not too much, but just, make sure it's nice and stretched. And once you reach the end of the sleeve, you are simply going to be stitching the front and back together. So, and then I'll show you how to sew the back of the sleeve to the back of the cardigan, but for now this is what we're going to do. Again, I suggest that you pull these also like the bottom as you go along, just to make sure that it's nice and symmetrical as you go along. So I'm just going to let you do that on this side, and then I'll show you what to do for the other side. Okay, so I finished stitching what I told you I would stitch, the front and then these two parts together. And as you can see, I've sewed in my loose ends. And so now I'm just going to show you how to sew the back of the sleeve to the back of the cardigan. As you can see, I've just attached a piece of yarn to my cardigan. I'm just going to attach this like so, and really it's very easy. You are just going to stitch the back of the cardigan. What I am going to do though is make sure the bottom part of this sleeve is well stitched to the cardigan, because you don't want a hole under your arm, if you know what I'm saying. So just make sure to sew this in quite well. And then we are simply going to go up the back of the cardigan, if that makes any sense, like the sleeve. So just sew this sleeve in at the back, and then just fasten off and tidy up your loose ends, and do the same on the other side with the other sleeve. And yeah, I'll meet you back to show you how to do all the borders and trimmings, so on the sleeves and at the bottom of the cardigan and the front opening, and I'll get back to you for that. So I've sewed in my whole cardigan together, and now I'm just going to show you how to create the sleeve edging. So what I am going to do is select a stitch, and I'm going to attach my yarn onto this stitch like so, like this. And what we are going to be doing, so I'm going to pop my hook through that same stitch. I'm just going to zoom in. Okay. So, and I am going to tidy up my loose end as I go. So we are going to chain 1, and this counts as our first single crochet. And then we're going to go into the second stitch and place a single crochet into that. And then we're going to skip the third stitch altogether and then go into the next with a single crochet. And then go into the next with a single crochet and skip the third one and go into the next and place a single crochet and into the next, and then skip one and then go into the next and into the next, and just do this all the way along. So I'm going to skip the next stitch and go into the next, and I'll show you what to do to finish off this round. Okay, so I've nearly reached the first chain that I did, so I'm going to skip one stitch here and go into the very last one and place a single crochet into that. And then I'm just going to slip stitch through the first chain that we did, like so, like this. And this is what our cuff, I'm trying to show you, looks like. There we go. And now what we are going to be doing is placing a double crochet in this second round. So to begin, chain 3, 1, 2 and 3. And this counts as our first double crochet. So I'm just going to zoom in. There we go. Sorry, we are working in the rounds. So this counts as our first double crochet with this first stitch, and what we are going to be doing is going into the next stitch and placing a double crochet into that, and into the next stitch and placing a double crochet into that, and into the next stitch and placing a double crochet into that, and just go ahead and place a double crochet into each and every single crochet from the previous row until you reach the end of this row, and I'll show you what to do then. So I've placed my last double crochet into this stitch, and I'm just going to slip stitch to the first chain 3 that we did to finish off this row. And this is what it looks like for now. And now for the third row, we are simply going to chain 3, 1, 2 and 3, and this counts as our first double crochet. But what we are going to be doing now is alternating front and back post double crochets. So to do that, you are going to wrap your yarn around your hook, and instead of doing a regular double crochet, you're just going to go into the next stitch, which is this one, and place a front post double crochet like so. And then for the next stitch, you are going to be doing a back post double crochet. So you're just going to go in the back like so. So just go through the back and around the stitch. Take your yarn, pull through, go through 2 loops and go through 2 loops. And then in the next stitch, do a front post double crochet like so, and then into the next stitch a back post double crochet, and then in the next a front post double crochet, and just alternate these until you reach the end of this row, and I'll show you what to do next. Okay, so I've just finished my row, so I'm just going to slip stitch here like so to the first chain 3, and now I'm going to add another 2 rows of this, so alternating front and back post double crochets. So chain 3, 1, 2 and 3. And this is the first double crochet. I'm just going to zoom in again. Okay, so for this row we've chained 3, and this counts as our first double crochet, and the next stitch is a front post double crochet, so we are going to go in with a back post double crochet. So we're alternating those, and then the next stitch is a back post double crochet, so we're going to go in with a front post double crochet, and then the next stitch is a front post double crochet, so we're going to go in with a back post double crochet, and just carry on doing this for the rest of this row, and then the next row after that, and then fasten off and repeat this process on the other sleeve. So I've just finished my sleeves. So here's one of my finished sleeves, and I just wanted to show you how to do the bottom of the cardigan. So what we are going to be doing is working from this edge, go round all the edge of the to the other side, and then this is going to be worked in rows where we go back and forth around this edge and not in rounds. So what we are going to do for row 1, I'm just going to briefly show you because it's so similar to the sleeves. So for row 1, so I've attached my yarn on this corner. I'm just going to chain 1, and then I'm going to go into the next stitch and place a single crochet into that. And then you are going to be placing a single crochet into each stitch this time. So you're not going to skip a stitch. You're going to go into each stitch. And then once you've finished your row of single crochet, you are going to be doing the exact same as for the sleeves. So you're going to do 1 row of normal double crochets, and then you're going to alternate 3 rows of back post and front post double crochet. So again, just check out my free pattern on my blog because it might be easy to follow that too. So 1 row of single crochets, 1 row of double crochets, and then 3 rows on top of that of alternating front and back post double crochets, and then I'll meet you back to show you how to finish off this cardigan. Okay, so I've turned the project round just to show you this way too. So this is the bottom edging that I've just finished, and this is the front opening of the cardigan. And what we're going to do now is work from this part. So I've not fastened off. I'm just going to work all along this edge and then down here up to this edge. And so I'm just going to show you what to do now. Okay, so like I said, we've not fastened off, and this is what it looks like. So what we are going to be doing is chaining 1 and then going into, so these aren't actual stitches on this side, but we are going to be placing single crochets all along this edge. So I'm just going to pop a single crochet here, and then into the next stitch a single crochet. So you're going to try and place them equally along this edge, and there is no specific number or multiple that you need to follow. Just make sure that you place a single crochet all along this edge, and yeah, so this is what I'm doing. So now I finished the bottom edging, I'm gonna go onto the cardigan. So here it's easier because there is a stitch, obviously you can see that. So just place a single crochet all along this edge as best you can, and yeah, I'll meet you back to show you row 2. So I finished my rows of single crochets, and now I am going to chain 1, and this counts as a stitch, and I'm going to go into the second stitch here and place a half double crochet into that. So just go ahead and place a half double crochet into that. And now in the next stitch we are going to be placing a double crochet. So just go ahead and place a double crochet into each and every stitch along until the end of this row. Well, until you reach almost the end of this row, and I'll show you how to finish off on the other side. So I've almost finished this row. I have 2 stitches left, so I'm going to place a half double crochet in this one, and then a single crochet in this last stitch. And now we are simply going to be chaining 1, and this counts as our first single crochet, and we're just going to go into the second stitch and place a single crochet into that, and then into the next stitch and place a single crochet into that, and in the next stitch, and in the next stitch, and the next, and just carry on placing your single crochets until you reach the other side, and then once you've finished, slip stitch to finish. Okay, so lastly I just wanted to show you how I've sewed my buttons. So I've chosen these floral buttons, and I've put 4 on my cardigan on this side, and I've simply sewed them in with a darning needle and a thread, just very simply like so. So if you wish to add buttons, just do. And I'm just going to fasten off here with a knot like this, and snip off the needle. And this is what it looks like, and obviously the other side being double crochets, it's really easy to just tie your cardigan like this. And yes, so I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.